up? What's up, loungers? I hope everybody is doing as great as the Grand Prix this morning. Shout out to the granddaughter who is doing wonderful, by the way. And I appreciate everybody who has sent all the love out to us and all the prayers and everything. Definitely appreciate you guys. And yes, she is doing great, and Mama is doing great as well. And Grandmom is doing great too. Okay, so just wanted you guys to know that. Definitely am excited to be live today. I am finally feeling a little bit more inspired than I have, and it's because I am seeing that the sector is so alive and well. Okay, shout out to all the content creators, all the chatters, everybody that has been partaking in the sector and just kind of keeping the sector alive, right? You know, content creators like myself, we need that inspiration from you guys. You know, we need that inspiration from the audience to kind of keep going and to keep talking and to keep, making this a thing, And I really, really, really appreciate you guys for doing that. And I want to talk about some of the things that have been going on lately in the sector, just kind of some of the stuff that's been happening and some of the things and the conversations that we've been hearing, even the community wall and some other stuff and some victims, of course, that are forever victims, and just kind of talking about these things. So we're going to get into all of this stuff this morning. There were some great community wall posts that have come out. There were some funny community wall posts that have come out as well. So I definitely want to go over that. And and just kind of, just touch base with you guys and let you guys know how things are going. But again, make sure that you guys sit back and relax and go ahead and grab yourself up some juice or something like that, because we're going to be here for just a little while. I do have something to do a little bit later on this morning. So I wanted to go ahead and go live this morning with you guys. And plus, hey, we used to do the morning show here on the lounge anyway, right? And I don't think I want to do this every day or even every other day anymore, but maybe at least once a week or twice a week, depending on what's going on in the sector, that I will go live on the channel and, talk about some of the things that's happening and stuff like that, because that's something we used to do anyway. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into these hot topics, guys. Again, make sure y'all go ahead and grab up some juice or something. For those of y'all in other countries, I don't know what time it is, maybe you can grab some alcohol. I don't know, but it's too goddamn early over here. But we're going to go ahead and get into this right now, guys. What's up, Stephanie Collins? Definitely appreciate you for being in the building. You said, good morning. Let's get it. All right, girl. And Ms. Murph, you said, hey, Miss T. Pre, mods and chats. Definitely appreciate you and being a member as well as coming in today. And Riz Lyricist, appreciate you, Godson, for being in the building. Grand and rise and grind. Exactly. And we're going to go ahead and do that today. You said, I love the morning show. The time is right with T. Pre. That's right. I got to play that again. I don't know if I still even have that branding up here, because it's been so long since I've played that that video. I don't think I have it, but I still have it in my archive, so I can always pull that up. But that's a video I haven't used in so long, guys. That I don't even have that timer up anymore. But shout out to y'all for the T-Pre timers that's been out lately. Okay, everybody out here making their T-Pre timers and whatnot. Shout out to y'all for doing that. For me, the reason why I use the timers is not only does it bring more life to the show, but, some people tend to like the music that I play, and stuff like that. So it breaks up a little bit of the monotony and the just talking and everything, even though, you can have your own style and just talk straight through, and never use any gimmicks or anything. But for me, I like the gimmicks, and you guys tend to like it as well, except Photon. So, we know Photon don't like my shit. He don't watch though, but shout out to Photonica and everybody else who has been doing their thing as well. Officer Pillsbury had an excellent show the other day. Let's talk about that just a little bit. because the show isn't up right now. I believe he's doing some editing on it. Hopefully, he's doing some editing on it. And if he doesn't quite understand, Eyes did have a tutorial for him in order to go look at that and kind of see exactly how he can edit that down. If he needs any additional help with that, I'm willing to help him as well. I know other people are even more experts at this, like Triggs and stuff. I'm sure they would help him too, right? But either way, it kind of helps with stuff like that if you have a banner like this up, right? So let me kind of take this down real quick so you can see the difference in like when I'm just talking, right? If I'm just talking and I bring somebody up on the panel right now, you guys will be able to see exactly that person. You'll be able to see everything about them. But if you have this banner up, right, that kind of covers that kind of thing. So it only takes, a second to make a banner of like this in Canva or something like that. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't even have to spend any money at all. I think this might be one of my free banners. I do have some banners that I have put, a couple dollars into Canva for. It's only like $12.99 a month or whatever. And and then I use some of their more popular or more expensive banners in the background, and then I'll make my own design on it. Or I put my own, branding on it or whatever. So, it doesn't cost that much to do that, but it definitely helps when it comes down to having to, prevent stuff like that from happening, right? I personally don't like to have a lot of panels for that reason. I don't like a lot of people up on the panel. I don't like a lot of people coming up, and stuff like that, because you don't know what you're going to get sometimes, right? And you don't want to disrupt the show and, then have to go through that hassle of taking the video down or editing the video, right? Because it takes hours to do that sometimes, especially depending on your bandwidth and your computer and different things like that. So, but either way, yeah, so like I said, it just takes a couple of minutes to make like certain banners and stuff like that, which will prevent, these trolls from doing their thing. But the show itself was great. Okay. There was a couple of things and a couple of mentionables that I thought I'd like to mention. One of them was the conversation with Dr. Fratbro, right? And that actually came up again last night. So I'm going to talk about that as well, because I was a little bit taken aback from what was happening. Okay. So, but either way, that conversation on Pill Show was quite interesting, right? And like I said, people come to epiphany sometimes. They learn, hey, perhaps the way that I came at this was not correct. Perhaps the way I came at this was wrong, especially us who do care, about Black people, and we'll come back and we'll have a conversation about it later. Even if the other person wasn't really aware of their issue or whatever, but you can take to heart what they're saying and just go from that. So I did appreciate Dr. Fratbro for that, right? I appreciated hearing that from him. And it triggered some people, because we'll go over that community wall in just a moment on Shakim, right? But either way, the bottom line is it was great that, that people are coming forward and giving, out the fact that they are able to grow from things, right? That they're mature beyond YouTube, that this isn't just the only space that they're in. And, they don't have to carry things, like that. And like the same way that they would in real life, they would carry things like this on YouTube as well. Even though sometimes we get down in the mud and down in the fuckery, right? Definitely happens. I think all of us, none of our hands are clean. I think we've all been in the mud and have all slung some mud at least once, out here. And so, it is what it is. So I did appreciate that conversation. I liked what I heard with Carrie too, and Photon, right? I thought that was some funny banter. I think that's great entertainment for the sector. And I think that they also do have, there's some chemistry there between them. I think we all know this by now. And, hey, it is what it is. And, we'll see what happens with them if they decide to make their conversations public and whatnot. But the ones that they do make public, I think are really cute. And I think are really funny, because, they talk shit to each other and whatnot, but you can really hear the caring in their voices. even with Photon, when he's talking about Carrie, he be trying to act all tough and like he's like, but then once he gets in conversation with another man that he really does think is a threat, you can hear the crackles and stuff all in his voice and everything, like when he was really questioning Dr. Pratt, and whether or not this man was a threat, whether he, what he was really feeling, and he likes her voice, and all this stuff. It was just hilarious to hear that, right? And then, but then tries to act like, he ain't really, it ain't all like that, and he's supporting anti and all this other bullshit, and it's amazing how this guy does that. Sometimes I can't tell whether Photon is trolling or whether he's not, right? There are times where I really don't know. And I think everybody can collectively probably say the same thing. There are times when you really just don't know whether this guy is trolling or whether he's not, because he trolls so much. He's like a master troll, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, especially when it comes to the anti situation, when it comes to Carrie and stuff like that. Which one is it? We don't know sometimes. But either way, that's what he do, and it just is what it is. Obviously, I have been unblocked in the chat. Sometimes I want to go back and see, and I did go check that the other day. I put a couple of crazy comments in his chat just to see, and they were still there. So I was like, okay, I guess he unblocked me now, But Photon don't stay mad too long. He just be acting like he mad, and then he want to go back and talk. Y'all know how Photon is. So, but either way, that was an interesting conversation. What woke me up was the TV was on, and it was about 4 something in the morning, right? And usually I get up around 4:30, 5 o'clock sometimes. So it wasn't far fetched for me to get up that early. But I wasn't. I was woke up from the TV because the TV was still kind of loud, which is unusual for me. So I don't know why the TV was so loud, but I had fell asleep and just fell asleep like that. And when I fell asleep, the Pillsbury show was on. And I fell asleep and it was on. His show was on when I woke up, and Carrie and Smoke God and them was going back and forth. Okay. I didn't know who she was talking to at first, honestly. Shout out to Smoke. I ain't got no beef with him neither. Or Mr. Smoke either, right? But I didn't know who she was talking to, right? All I heard was Carrie, and I heard her going in, right? And I was like, I woke up like, go ahead, Carrie, let's go, Carrie, let's go. So that shit was hilarious just to hear that. And then when I heard who she was talking to, I was like, oh my Lord, this is crazy, right? So I don't know. I guess, hopefully that beef will be over with pretty soon because, hey, I think the issue between them is just some misunderstandings, and, that's just what it is. But who am I to say, right? It's just, I think that they're adults, and eventually they will work that situation out, right? But shout out to y'all for that craziness, and that that shit was just extra entertaining. It definitely was. And I did go back and I listened to most of the show. I didn't want to go all the way back. So Pills, whenever that gets done, hopefully you will upload it again, because literally I did not get to hear the entire show, and I would love to hear the entire show. Because sometimes, you miss little gems here and there in those 6-7 hour live streams, right? So I do want to hear that entire show and kind of go back and listen to the full thing. But, once you get that all edited down, then I guess we'll all be able to do that. But either way, great show from what I did see. And I thought that shit was hilarious, guys. So let's see. What do we want to do now? Let me look at the comments real quick, and then I'm going to go either to the community walls or the scammers, okay? Or the victims everywhere, okay? Because listen, there is so much crap going on in the LBC out here. It don't make no goddamn sense. He said, Godmother 100. All right. You said Propane's versions were hilarious. Right. You said, I want to see that show for real. We had a really serious storm on Sunday night, baseball-sized hail and high winds. I lost power, so I had to conserve my battery on my devices. So that's crazy because you're in Texas and I'm in Delaware, right? And I know Ghost is in Philly and stuff, and everybody and me and Mines and them are in Philly too. So they were talking about the same, and I was talking about the tropical storm that we were having the other day. So we had tropical storm Ophelia the other day, and that was some bullshit. As a matter of fact, I don't think that full storm system came out of our region until today, because yesterday it was still raining. Okay, it was still fucking storming outside. Like, I don't know where these storms are coming from, but I'm gonna need somebody to sit the hell down up there in Mother Earth somewhere, okay, and just let us live and breathe for just a second, right? Because man, it is crazy how the weather has been. Now, I didn't see any like baseball size hail or anything like that. I saw a lot of heavy high winds, and a lot of like shooting rain, like rain going sideways and all kinds of weird stuff. That was still happening even yesterday. So I don't know what was going on. Like I said, it's possible that it could have been another system that came out or whatever. I try not to watch the news too much anymore, because it's just depressing, you know. But either way, so I didn't really get to look at the weather to see what exactly was going on. But you know, people up north and stuff, and people on the East Coast, we don't really be doing that anyway. We just kind of go along because we're used to stuff like this, you know, used to hurricanes and whatnot and things, and we're like deep into the season right now. So, because hurricane season doesn't actually end until November, so. But either way, yeah. So I can imagine. I don't know what was going on down there, but yeah, apparently there has been storms and stuff all across the country and in different places. And you know, everything always ends up on the East Coast just because of the jet streams and whatnot. So perhaps that is a storm that came up here from yesterday. I don't know, but I'm glad. I hope you're doing it well, and I hope everything is okay now. So I definitely do understand that. But yeah. What's up, Muslim? Definitely appreciate you for being in the building. You said hello, Black Lounge Divine and chat. Riz Lyricist, he said 10 minutes, big dog, right? You said LMA. Oh, you said Muslim greetings. And you said hey to Riz. Okay, guys, so let's go into let's talk about these scammers. Okay. What I really girl, listen, y'all. I want y'all to think about this, okay? Because this is really a thing. Every person, or not every person, but there have been a lot of people, okay? Let's just say that. There have been a lot of people who have been some of the loudest anti-Umar Johnson people, right? Like, I'm talking about the loudest. Like, they hopping up on panels for hours at a time, arguing people of the likes of D. Durrell down, arguing Flacco, arguing TC, just going back and forth, calling me and Tiff Griff bitches and all kinds of stuff. You know, we have been through the mill with some of these loudest anti-Umar people, okay? And they turn out to be the biggest fucking scammers in the goddamn world. Like, what is going on out here, okay? What is going on? Shout out to the Godfather, D. Durrell. He had a fire live show the other day. If you guys go and take a look at it, the video is about 8 hours long, okay? It's about 8 hours long. About 2 hours into the video, almost 2 hours in, we were actually having a really great discussion about professionals and how professionals should behave on YouTube and on social media, and whether there should be a code of conduct and code of standard, right? We started having that conversation. G. Gates, shout out to him. He came up on the panel. You know, we kind of picked his brain a little bit in regards to some things, and, you know, he picked our brains also. And we had a great conversation with him. It was actually a building conversation. After having that conversation, after listening to him, you know, I felt a little bit different about even the way that I had viewed him, you know, and stuff like that. So to me, it was an excellent conversation. Okay. And then it goes left field. Okay. Listen. So I decided to get off the panel because it was men talking. And 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 usually when recognized game gets up on a panel, I have had experiences with this nigga in the past where I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I ain't out here trying to cuss niggas the fuck out like that, you know what I'm saying, and really go through all this stuff. So I said, let me just remove myself from this, because if I had stayed on that panel, yeah, me and Faith Factor would have been tag teaming that nigga. Okay, and that's just what would have happened. And so, yeah, it was best that I just remove myself from the panel. Okay, and I did it just in time. And I actually had some stuff I had to go do, so I ended up having to come back and listen to the full entirety of the show. It took me up until yesterday to finish listening to the rest of the show. And my, y'all. listen, listen. We are going to look at this website together, okay? We are going to do this together today, because I need to know what y'all's opinion of this is, okay? Because when I look at this, it most definitely says it's not a secure site, okay? Now, that could be for a couple of reasons. It doesn't have to be that, he's actually fishing for stuff and stuff like that. To me, it just sounds like the website was really janky, and it was made very janky, and so forth. But here's my thing, okay? I don't really particularly care about so much that. It's just it was the selling of the website to me, okay? And we're going to go ahead and take a look at that real quick. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this real quick. What's up, Steph Collins? And you said, my goodness, that got wild, didn't it? What's up, Redbone, with the new money? Appreciate you, sis. One of my favorite mods, as well as members in here. You said, hey, Miss T Pre and chat. Definitely appreciate you for listening in the cloud, sis. All right, let's get into this real quick. I'm going to pull up the website real quick. All right, and make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Let me go ahead and also present my screen. Let's go ahead and remove the banner. All right, we're going to present my screen because, child, listen, we not playing these goddamn games, okay? This is not what we about to do, sir. Okay, this ain't what we doing. This ain't what we doing. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, my bad, y'all. Can y'all hear me now? I'm sorry. Y'all lost me. My bad. Okay, let me go ahead and present this screen again. Hold on. Why can't I get my screen shared? I don't know why my screen isn't sharing. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. I hope you guys can hear me, because I gotta look at something real quick. I don't know why I can't share my screen. So bear with me just a moment. Hold on, guys. Having a second. All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We are having a I cannot get this to pop up. So bear with me just a second, guys. So I can move this out of my way. I have no idea what is happening here. Okay, here we go. All right. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 second. All right. Can you guys see that now? Let me know if you guys can see that. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can see that. Okay, I think you can. I think you can see it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at this this website, guys, because this is nuts. Okay, and like I said, I am not. I'm always for, looking out for Black business and looking out for Black people and whatnot. I like when it, especially when we're talking about educating our youth and different things like this. But what he was trying to tell us, I thought was crazy. Okay. So it was Recognized Game. If you guys did not watch D. Durrell's show, it was Recognized Game that was up there. And I think we all who have been in the sector for a long time, some of the Rizzes, even Ray Triggs and other people who have been here for quite some time, remember Recognized Game. Okay. And know, even him from the Manosphere, if you've heard of him being over there, kind of going back and forth with people like Obsidian and others. He has had some pretty interesting debates over there in the Manosphere, but he's also been over here for some time. And he and Durrell have a history of just kind of going back and forth. And so if you know, right? And it's just kind of something that you would know, okay? So either way, all right, this guy was trying to, quote unquote, sell his website to us, okay, as in telling us that he has this educational academic program that, is supposed to help students, okay? So I was trying to listen in on what he had because the guy is in Philly, which isn't very far from me, right? And if there is something that's quite interesting, hey, I wouldn't mind donating to it. I wouldn't mind, being involved in some way. I'm still part of Team 17. 17 is in Philly. And so we would, one of our largest bases is in Philly. And so it wouldn't be hard at all for us to get involved in such a thing if it's part of the community and it's doing something to, to help the youth in the community, right? So I was more than willing to hear about this and kind of, see what's going on. But this guy could not explain what was happening with this website. Okay. And so we're going to kind of go over this website together and see if we can figure this out, because clearly he couldn't explain to us what was going on. And now I can kind of see why, right? But shout out to the Faith Factor, because she most definitely dug in that nigga ass, okay, and let him know how scammy this sounded, okay, and how ridiculous it sounded. So like I said, some of the biggest people with the loudest mouths against Umar Johnson turn out to be the same, or turn out to be, actually scamming, because so far at this point, we cannot say that Umar Johnson is scamming, okay? And that's just it. He's not in jail. He has not been indicted on anything. Yes, the buildings are still vacant, and whatnot, but literally he is not taking money from investors, right? If he was taking money from investors and then selling them a certain amount of time or selling them a certain product that they have not received, right? Then yes, absolutely. Then we can talk about him being a scammer. At that point, he could face federal charges and different things like that. But Umar has not done that. And I don't know if that's for a certain reason. I can't say, right? All I can say is he has not taken money from actual investors. He has taken money from donors, okay? There is a difference in investments and donations, okay? You can most definitely go and take donations, and taking investments is a totally different thing, okay? So far, Umar has not taken any investments, right? He just takes donations, okay? And he has been saying that for quite some time. Whether I would donate to him or not, no, I wouldn't. Would I send my son to FDMG? Probably not, right? Well, he's a little too old now, and so forth. But either way, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is there are people that donate to this cause, and they are entitled to do that. Okay. People donate to all kinds of stuff. They donate to the Red Cross. They donate to Catholic charities and other things, and people can question those organizations as well. They question, as a matter of fact, with the Red Cross, I know for a fact, you can question a lot of their donations and what happens with their donations, right? Whether or not, it actually goes to these causes. Possibly that some of it does not, right? And some of it does. Even with Catholic charities, it's the same thing. Oftentimes they get donations as well. Sometimes they're depleted out of their donations. They're depleted from their funding and different things like that. And it's questionable why, and different things. But business is business. Nonprofits are nonprofits. And, there's a lot that comes with that. And, as long as if you're not donating to him, I don't think it really matters. You know what I mean? At this point, it just doesn't. The whole argument that Recognized Game is still trying to go after with Darrell on, how Darrell is somehow responsible for what other donors decide, doesn't make any sense to me. These are grown people. These are adults. These are educated people that and people with their own businesses, their own schools, and so forth, that are donating to Umar Johnson. And if they choose to do that, they're entitled to do that, right? And they don't have to be, beat into submission, into what other people think they should or shouldn't do. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my thoughts on that. But the bottom line, what's up, TC? I appreciate you being in the building. You said, wow. But either way, you said, Riz, are we beefing? Is it up? You said, Stephanie, drop the link. Stop and think. Put my stick in your esophagus. You know what? Y'all in here tripping. Let me read these comments real quick. You said, lesbian lover, lesbian boxer. You know what? You said, every time I go to that website, I get attackers might be trying to steal your information from Turkish agency RU. Yeah, I got that. I didn't get that one, but I got the not secure, right? I do have something on my computer where I'll get that message. So you said, Riz, they are 115-pound hetero women MMA fighters in the UFC that'll whoop you and my ass sometime. Okay. You said, Muslim, I'll call the cops like binary. Ain't no woman tapping my chin. So y'all niggas is wild. You said, TC, yeah. You said, Muslim, why they got to be hetero? You know what? All right, listen, y'all. Let's go ahead and what's up, West Bank? Appreciate you being in the building. You said didn't get the notification. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while for people to get their notifications, or they just don't get them. That's what YouTube be doing sometimes. Especially if I'm not like in the algorithm all the time and I'm not doing as many videos, they may not put out as many notifications, but eventually everybody will get the notification. But yeah, that's just kind of how the YouTube game goes. So either way, you said Umar Johnson is a lying, scamming fraud who is fleecing the AA or BA community. He's not breaking any laws. What he's doing is taking advantage of loopholes in our laws, and that's not a crime. Exactly. Like, I mean, let's be real, right? If I wanted to say that it's fraud, I would love to say that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I would honestly like to say that. I can't say it because he's not. You know what I'm saying? He is. It looks like he is possibly taking advantage of loopholes within the law, right? That allows him to take donations as opposed to taking investments, right? Because if you're taking investments, he would have been up Schitt's Creek. He would have been up in the prison. You see what I'm saying? Like Fred Scott was, right? But no, he's taking donations. And in taking donations, that kind of falls under, kind of goes through the cracks a little bit, right? It's just one of those things that, hey, but you're welcome to call it what you want to. But other people are welcome to not, right? They are still welcome to continue to donate to the cause if that's what they choose to do, right? And like I said, these are adults. These are, well-educated adults as well. Conundrum is one of those people. I know that he is a very well-educated individual, and he also is a part of the school system, and he donates to him every year. He donates to him all the time, right? So, that's just one of those people. Tiff Griff is another person who donates to him, and is still a loyal donor, and she works with the youth as well, and there's other people as well, right? So there's a lot of people out here who are still donating to him and have that right to do that. And that's just what it is. What's up, Keisha Cassels? I appreciate you. You said good morning, Miss. Good morning, everyone. West Bank, you said at Muslim as Miss T. Pre. Umar is an agent, as is Tariq J. Morris Boyce, allegedly. Okay, so and that could be true. I don't know. I can't say he's not. All I'm saying is, at this point, based off of what we know and based off of what we've seen, he's not scamming, right? He hasn't done anything to the level of scam. He hasn't done anything to the level of fraud, because they have investigated him multiple times, and they haven't found anything. So. All right, so let's get into this website of this man, because again, if somebody tells me that they provide academic support, okay, to students, okay, and let's look that up, because I want to look up academic support as well, because I think it's important to kind of know what those things are, especially if you don't have children, or if you're not involved in your kids' lives, or if you've never had to receive academic support for any child. So I want to get into that real quick and just kind of look into what this actually means and what happens with that, right? So academic support can include a variety of educational services, instructional methods, and school resources that would help students succeed in school. Some examples of academic support could include peer tutoring, supplemental instruction, academic counseling, information on note-taking, time management, exam preparation, and stress management, okay? Now, I know here in the state of Delaware, they actually offer academic support within the school system, right? And I never heard of it being where they're contracting other academic support programs. It's possible that that's happening, and I just wasn't aware of that, because it's maybe they just make it seamless, where the parents just would assume that it is that it's a teacher, or it's somebody who's already, within the school system, or within the school, that is offering this support. Okay. For instance, my son, my middle son, he actually had academic support while he was in high school, and while he was in junior high school as well. And these did help him, right? It helped him a lot. But from what I knew, this was all implemented into the school day. It was all implemented within the school system. And, this was all part of the package in the program that he was in. Okay. So those were things that he received, right? He received some extra tutoring, some supplemental instruction, and he had some academic counseling. There was a lot of things that he got that was a part of his school day, right? It wasn't any that I could remember. And I had to look too. It wasn't anything that I could remember that was from a teacher or from an educator that was outside of his actual school. Okay. So I was like a little bit taken aback by what Recognized Game was saying, because it sounded like he was saying, hey, I'm a tutor, right? It probably would have came off a lot better if he was just saying, hey, I tutor kids, here and there, and this is what I do, right? And then had like a clear website as to what he actually does. But that's not the case here. So then he started talking about, because they were asking him more questions, and he was getting frustrated and getting in his bag, and and instead of just answering the questions like a professional would do, like an academic support specialist would do, right? He just got in his bag and told us we need to read, and you need to read and do your homework, and all this other stuff. And it's like, bro, this is your website, right? Can you explain your business to us, especially when you're always coming for Umar Johnson, right? You always have something to say about this man and the school and what he's doing wrong, and what you can do right, because I have heard you have multiple conversations about IPO schools and various things like this. Yes, you most definitely have talked about getting donations. You had talked about Umar's donors, and getting them to donate to this program. You had done that for sure. And I can't wait until Darrell actually plays that video, because yes, sir, you most definitely talked about those things. And sometimes we got to go back in the archives and remind people of things that they've said. Even, I've had to be reminded of things I've said, right? Yeah, and I think you just forgot that these were conversations that you've had in these heated, passionate moments of you going off about Umar and acting like you're so much better than him. Okay. But it turns out, yeah, it don't really look like that. So come to find out, after probing you enough and after looking at this website, right, you had to tell us finally that yes, you actually support athletic students. So if you have a student athlete, then that academic support can come forth. So it started to make a little bit more sense now, right? Because I have a student athlete. I've had other student athletes in the past with my other kids, and I currently have a student athlete now. I know the importance of them keeping up their grades, the importance of keeping up, everything all together. In order for them to want to remain in sports, they got to put school first, right? So I've seen that. I understand that whole thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. So if you're dealing with student athletes, then, okay, let's see, where this goes, how this goes. So I'm looking into this website, right? I'm looking at them looking into this website. And the only thing that I see is everything in regards to sports at other schools, at these colleges, with the Eagles football coach. We've got Albany Eagles versus the Bristol. We've got, register to follow teams and athletes. Okay. And I'm not seeing anything that is talking about, kids, getting help with homework and whatnot, right? So, I was trying to figure out where all this stuff was. And then he told us that we had to click up here and start looking into some of this stuff, right? So one of them was the resource room. And let's take a look at that first, right? Let's take a look at this resource room. Because, it seems like if I am trying to sell my business to, potential investors, potential donors, or even potential buyers, right? Potential people that would actually come in and bring their children into such a program, right? Or refer other kids to such a program, right? It seems like you would have some information that is front and center for me to read, that I can clearly relate to somebody else, or, I have a clear understanding of what I'm getting into. And then, hey, boom, boom, bam, we do a couple of exchanges and here we are. Now we're cooking, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case here. It just seems to be a lot of stuff. So in order for you to get anything from the resource room, you would have to create an account, okay? And it says registering for this site is easy. Just fill in the fields below and we'll get a new account set up for you in no time, okay? So you just need my username, my email address, my password, right? And then you would need, my name, and the field, the sport that, that I'm in, my jersey number, position, any organization, and a biography about me, right? So all of this would have to be done before I even get any information on the business itself, okay? And that's just from the resource room, because you would think that resource room would give me, okay, these are the resources that you would need. This is what you would need in order to understand what the business is about. You would understand exactly what, you're getting into by this resource room right here. This should be your one-stop shop for everything you need to know. But instead, the resource room is asking me for my information, right? Okay, all right. So then he says to click on this viral sports TV, and you click on the plus sign, right? And then you go to About Business, which is weird, right? It should say About Business, but About Business. Okay, we into Ebonics this morning, so we're gonna go ahead and look at what About Business is. Okay, boxing and MMA news. Apologies, but no results were found for the requested archive. Right, so it's like, so I can't even find out from here what the business is about, right? Or about, right? What about the business is. We can't even find out from here. We don't even have a picture of the author of this website, the name or anything of this website, right? But we got some popular posts here, which happen to be a couple of thumbnails, and just kind of outside stuff going on about the jackpot online and win real money casino. So we got, all these things on here, which just goes to show that the website just needs to be cleaned up from the owner of the website, right? They need to go in there and clean some things. And this is probably why every time you go to this website, you get this non-secure, site thing going on, because it really isn't secure when you have all of this other crap that can invade the website, right? And make things, a person who isn't internet savvy or a person who isn't tech savvy might click on one of those links and end up on an actual dangerous site. Okay, so that is why you're getting that backlash when you hit this website, is because of all the jankiness that's going on with the website. And then it says connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and all these other places, on YouTube and everything else. But, when you click on these things, it's just a Facebook group, okay? It's not actually anything about, it's not really anything other than just a Facebook group, okay? And it's called Viral Sports Fans and Athletes Worldwide. You guys can click on it yourselves. I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to click on my Facebook with you guys. But you guys can take a look at that for yourselves. And it tells you who the admin is of this group. I ain't going to say his name, but it's on there. But everything else, is basically just private. You have to join the group in order to know anything that's going on Facebook. Let's check out the Twitter page, or whatever it's called now. And there's nothing there at all. Okay, yeah, there's a profile for Viral Sports there, but it's not about anything either. I guess this is his YouTube right here. So let's go ahead and see. And I'll share this screen. Okay, so here we've got the Viral Sports TV here. Okay, and what it is again, nothing about academic support or anything like that. It's just literally football games and high school football games, which are fun to watch. Don't get it twisted, because I'll be watching my son's games, and I'll be watching other games, and I watch my nephew's games in college and stuff. So these are fun to watch. But again, I'm not sure how this would sell me on academic support, right? And that's just kind of like an example. And there's some other, ones that you can go to too. They've got Skype, they've got all this other stuff. You can even contact them, okay? Oops, let me go ahead and share my screen again. Sorry, guys. What's up, Speak, and everybody else, Metaverse? Appreciate y'all. Let me go ahead and share my screen again so you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right, so so again, right here, we've got the chat with us and the call us, and there's nothing there whatsoever, okay? I did try to call, and it just kept saying they weren't available, and the chat wasn't available either. So, it is what it is, right? So, but yeah, you guys are welcome to go do that if you want to. But either way, so About Business is pretty much nothing, okay? Now let's go back to the home screen, and then we are going to go to the next tab here on this website, because this is nuts, okay? But so far, we haven't found anything that would sell us, into academic support for our children, right? It just doesn't. So for the sports is another one. That's another page that we have. So for the sports and entertainment news was up here. And this is pretty full. There's a lot of stuff on here, about entertainment news and what's happening in Frankfurt Falcons football spring of 2019. So this was back then in 2019. This was the javelin, Xavier Fountain Javelin Lincoln University quest for the Olympics. And that was pretty much it. And there hasn't been, and the Eagles versus the Albany Eagles versus the Port Richmond Leprechauns. And that was in 2018. So, we haven't gotten any new news or anything since like 2019 on this right here. So that was before the pandemic, okay, that, anything had happened with that, okay? So, Umar at least has done some things since the pandemic, right? I mean, he's still slow rolling it and still getting on our nerves with that shit, but at least he's moving since the pandemic, right? So anyway, let's try the vault now. Okay, let's go to the vault because maybe there is some resources in the vault. And no, the vault is actually the YouTube channel, okay, which is, again, all these high school football videos. There's a lot of 1991 George Washington versus Albany High School. This was done 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago. So all of these were 2 years ago. The last one was about 9 months ago, which was Pitts versus Penn State, and that was in 1997. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what's on the vault. Okay, so let's go back to the website again. Because so far I'm just pretty disappointed in what's happening here. Because we went to Bout Business, we didn't get a damn thing from that. For the sport nothing's been updated since 2019 before the pandemic, and the vault has not been updated since early 2023, and that was a video from 1997. Okay, so all right, let's go on to the media guide. Yes. Now maybe we can get something, right? Okay, no, it's a member directory. Okay, so I'm assuming we would have to be a member, which is what he kept telling us. We need to be a member in order to get information, right? Kind of sounded like Umar be sounding, how we got to be a donor in order to get information, right? So, okay, so create an account once again, okay? So registering for this site is easy. It's just funny how that particular part keeps getting put here, right? And then they want you to put your information in and register and give all your information up, as if, this is a phishing website. But, we don't have any information on what we're signing up for, right? We just know it's allegedly some academic support for students, for student athletes, okay? Now, so we didn't get anything out of Media Guide. Let's go to athletics, okay? So we've got Viral Sports Boxing League, okay? Then we've got Viral Sports Football League. Then we've got Start a New Team in Your Community. Okay, and then we've got the sponsor program, all right? Let's take a look at the Viral Sports Boxing League first and see what's going on in there. Maybe this will give us some information. Can we sign up our kids for the boxing league? What is going on? What do we need to do? And it is taking quite some time for that to pull up. Maybe there's nothing there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to get into y'all comments in just a moment, though. All right. So it doesn't look like anything is happening with that. Let's try the Viral Sports Football League real quick. See what happens there. Nothing. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can get into Start a New Team in Your Community. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if something comes up with that real quick. Okay. Looks like something is coming up with this. So again, this is another, we have to register in order to get any of this information. Okay. All right, so fine, we're not registering. So let's go ahead and go on to the next one. Let's see what we got here. This is the start. Let's start the sponsor program. So let's go to the sponsor program and see what that has to offer us and whether or not um, we're actually, going to be able to sponsor if we wanted to. And no, we have to register. We have to give you our information before we would even able to be sponsored. Okay, so as you guys can see here on the sponsor page, you got to register to even get any information on how to sponsor this thing. Okay, yeah. So clearly he doesn't want much attention from the community when it comes to this, because I'm not sure how we're able to help with this or do anything of such nature without actually having anything to go off of. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Leadership Academy. All right, so this sounds like maybe it's something to do with a school, right? So let's go ahead and look into this. Cyber tutoring. All right, let's take a look at this part right here, because this is what we would need, right? We would need our kids to go through some tutoring. We would need to know exactly what the tutoring is about, what happens, what anything. We don't know anything. We have to register once again in order to get any information on even tutoring the child, which is allegedly what this would be about, right? Which is academic support for a student athlete. So what exactly are they getting if they decided to register or if they decided to get in? Before I give you the name of my child, the sport, his jersey number, his school, and all this information that is identifiable information on my minor child, I would most definitely want to know more information on what you're offering. Okay. Other than that, it looks like you're trying to scam me. It looks like you're trying to gather information to use it for some ill purpose. Okay. Especially on such a janky website as this. All right. So I need you to understand that, recognize game. Okay. When you're talking to people who are asking you simple questions about your business that you're claiming is your business. Okay. Yeah. You need to put some information on here so that we understand what we're getting into with cyber tutoring for our student athlete before we give you their information. I'm not about to drop my son's information and my information, my email and password and all this other stuff to you, and and give you all of his information, to a person who can't even give me clear details on what they're offering. Okay, like that's what we need. We need that before we register, before we give you information. You can't sell something after you get people to register with you and after you get people to to come on board. This is probably why you've only had 57 clients in 8 years. Okay, because literally, and they're probably all family members or friends or something, if they even exist, because you don't even have any testimonials on this website. Okay, for any of us to kind of look up this or hear anything about it or know if anybody has went through this and has had a great experience or not. We don't know because we don't hear anything and we don't see anything that you're selling. Okay, like you're literally not selling us anything. So that's on this cyber tutoring part. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the next one, which is emotional. You got emotional support group, entrepreneurship workshop, viral sports mentorship program, and plan for success. Right. So these would be things that should be able to give us additional information on what you're offering to the students. On an emotional support group, it says apologies, but no results were found for the requested archive. Like, what? Okay. Okay. So at this point, anybody with common sense and anybody who, really cares about their student athletes or cares about donating to the cause for other student athletes to be mentored would not take this serious at all. Okay. Like at all. For what reason? It wouldn't make any sense to take you serious. Let's go to the entrepreneur workshop. Let's see. Maybe that can tell me something about something, right? maybe that's going to give me some kind of information. But again, there's nothing, you know, we just got to register. We got to give you our information before you even give us anything. So at this point, it just looks like you scamming. Okay. It looks like you are looking up and getting and gathering information on people just to use it against them. Okay. And or use it in some ill way. And nobody in their right mind is going to be willing to give you or anybody their information and their child's information as well, to sign up for something that looks so janky like this. Okay. Like even the plan for success, right? Let's take a look at that and see if anything pops up. Does anything come up for that? You know? And so far the answer is no. You got to put your information in before, you know, you give us even that information, right? And give us an explanation of it. Not that you have to give us the full example of what you're doing, right? And because some websites do that, right? Especially when you have other competing businesses. You don't always want to put everything you're doing on a website. You don't want to always put all your prices and all that stuff out there. But you definitely want to give an overall understanding of what you're offering, because this doesn't look like you're offering any kind of academic sports or academic support for student athletes at all. It just looks like you want to talk about sports with these kids or talk about sports with people, and and talk about old videos and maybe giving sports strategies and stuff. As a coach, I could see that, right? Because you said you were a former coach. I could see, giving former strategies from games from back in the day and stuff like that. And, teaching them different things and mistakes that were made on the field and stuff. I could see that, right? But the student academic part, the academic part is not leading in this website. It's not coming forward. It's not in my face. That should be right center, front and center for me to know exactly what's happening and what's going on. And as long as it's not, right, as long as it isn't, I can't see why you have anything to say about Umar Johnson, like on some real shit, because you and him are acting just alike right about now, right? Because his website on the FDMG Academy is the same goddamn way, right? You can't find no information. There's nothing there. There's no board. There's no nothing. You can't talk to this person. You can't get that person. You can't get no information on nothing. And then when you ask him shit, he says, you got to register. You got to be a donor. You got to be a loyal donor in order for him to even tell you anything. And then even as a loyal donor, allegedly, they're not getting that information either. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you sound just like him, like right about now at this point. Then you had employment on here, right? Let's take a look at this employment shit real quick, because I was like, okay, is somebody working here, or can you get a job here, right? Like maybe I could get a job as a academic support specialist or something here. But no, I still have to give you all of my information. And it's funny how even under employment, right, it is the same form, including the jersey number. Why would I have a jersey number if I want to be employed with you? That doesn't make any sense. But you're talking about if applicable. You couldn't take the time to create a different form for this page, right? You couldn't take the time to create an actual employment form for this. No, you just put the same one on there, right? Like, you're not making any sense, sir. This doesn't make any sense at all, okay? And why would I want to work for a place if I don't even know what's going on with this place, okay? That's just the funny thing. Terms and conditions. And shout out to Defrauding and Josephine, because they were in the chat the other day, and they were saying, Black people do not read terms and conditions. This is probably true about 99.9% of the time. White people probably don't either, right? I'm just saying. But you can at least have them there, right? Like, if I have the terms and conditions there, I have the option to read them, right? So if in the event, if something does happen or if something's going on, I can go back to those terms and conditions and I can say, okay, well, this is what this says in regards to this. And so now I can understand why the business reacted this way. or I can understand why this is happening or why that's happening, so forth and so on. Okay. So I needed to make that clear that, yes, we usually don't read the terms and conditions when we get into anything, right? Most of the time, most people just bypass that. But it's the fact that you're able to bypass it is the point, right? Like there are actual terms and conditions there. If you ever read terms and conditions, usually it's a bunch of gibberish. It's a whole bunch of stuff, right? And it's a bunch of stuff about arbitration and and other things, that would pretty much protect the business in the event that something goes wrong, right, with the product or something happens somewhere, or if something is going on with their website or whatever the case may be, right? There's usually some terms in there. There's some conditions in there that they want to legally go by to make sure that they're protecting their business or their brand, okay? And also protecting the consumer as well, okay? Because there are consumer rights. But in this case, there are no terms and conditions. Like, you got to register, right? Like, you got to register. So I'm not feeling this website at all. Okay. And there were some other things on there too that I had real major questions about, in regards to pricing and stuff like that. Because if you dig a little bit deeper, he does tell you some prices. Like there was $5,000. It was like $1,000. It was like $60 sessions and all this other shit that be going on. Okay. And you could sponsor, and all these other things for this amount of money. But again, there's no explanation as to anything that you're getting as a product from this program. Okay. And I just found that extra, extra janky and extra, extra crazy. Okay. But yeah, honey, I don't know what to tell him in regards to this, but baby, that is looking very scammerish to me. Okay. And like I said, it is up to you as the owner of this business, okay? And the person who is selling this product to actually sell the product. You cannot expect people to know what's going on with you and know what's happening with your business without you actually saying something to us and letting us know what the fuck is going on with your business, okay? I'm just saying. Shout out to D. Darrell. I appreciate you for being in the building. You said, wow, I woke up to this. I appreciate you for the $99.99 super chat, Darrell. Appreciate that. And everybody else that has been a blessing in the sector, to the ladies and to myself. We definitely appreciate all of y'all and y'all support to us. So shout out to you for that. Let me go ahead and go over y'all comments, and then we're going to get into the next part of the show. But I see that there's a lot of comments here that I missed. So let's go ahead and get into this, y'all, because yes, honey, there was a lot. There was a whole lot going on. All right. You said, okay, I got that one. And I got that one. Okay. You said Umar is the man, right? I'm just saying. Oh, sorry. My bad, guys. I'm saying, right? Umar is that man on fire. Okay. Because listen, for some reason, everybody want to be like him. Okay. They want to talk about him. They want to hate him, but they want to scam. Okay. I'm just saying. And like I said, I can't really call Umar a scammer. Lawfully, I can't, because so far, they haven't proven him as a scammer, right? Is he bad with business? Yeah, I think so. Could he do better in life? Yeah, probably, right? But you can't call him a fraud because he's not frauding right now, according to the law, But yeah, these niggas, man. What's up, Stefan? Appreciate you being in the building. You say finally caught you live, T Pre. Okay, because you always catch my shit later and then come back ask, well, what was this about? You make me laugh with that shit. I love you though. Shout out to Stefan. Muslim, you said Stephanie Collins, because Riz was bragging about a lesbian boxer. I wanted to make a point that all small, petite women will kick our asses. LOL. Nothing against lesbians, because love your cuz. Love your sis. You said Muslim, and again, I'll Dana White that ass. LOL. West Bank says, to be fair, Miss T. Pre, it was the whole panel versus recognized. Yeah, and there was a reason. It was because of how he was carrying himself on this panel. Everybody was asking him simple questions that he couldn't answer about his own business, right? This is his business that he has had for 8 fucking years. He should be able to tell us at this point what the hell is going on with this business, you know? And then on top of that, he should have more than 57 clients as well in 8 years. But the reason he has only 57 clients, allegedly, is because of how janky that website is and how his inability to answer very simple questions about his own business, you know? You said recognized as officially coined the male creepy people. Okay. What's up, Metaverse? She said scam your own. Who gives a fuck? Scam someone else. See you in jail. Meta out. Okay. Just saying. That's generally how that goes. When you're scamming Black people, they usually don't look at that too much. But I can't say that because Fred Scott was doing that and that nigga went to jail. Okay. I'm just saying. And, you know, hey, it's got to be a different thing. Like investments and donations are not the same, you know. So, but you're absolutely right. You're right. You're right. Hey, what's up, Speakeasy? You said his whole reason for going on the panel was for this, and he got cooked for it. Okay. Thank you, Speak. He went on the panel to argue down he has a better program than Umar Johnson. He has always said that, right? That this program, this idea of this IPO school, this whole idea of what he's doing is all, you know, better than what Umar has got going on and better than what Umar could ever imagine, right? And this was his whole purpose of going up there. And when he went up there, the universe made sure that we could see exactly what was going on with his shit, okay? Because while you point your fingers at somebody else, there's like 3 fucking fingers pointing back at you. So, yes, the way he went up there talking shit to D. Durrell and carrying on like he was and then going at it like he did, come to find out, this nigga is the one that's scamming, okay? Or at least that's the way it looked. That's the way it looked. I'm just saying. He said to Speakeasy too. Bet he will not do that again, okay? Facts. He said, Muslim, it's all good. I was clowning. I know y'all was. He said, Speak. And this dude's website is called Viral. Right? But barely pictures and algorithm, right? He has to explain to people how to find it, and then they have to struggle finding more info. No terms of service. Just saying, ain't no terms or conditions, no terms, no nothing. No nothing, bro. Like, you can't even explain what this is about. You said the Speakeasy too, they just won't learn, okay? You said, Riz, what's wrong with them? Okay. You said they get Chat GBT to do that website. Okay. They got Chat GBT. He says, Speak LOL, creepy people, Junior, seems to not recognize his phishing site. I'm just saying, right? People who hit proceed will get their bank accounts sold on the dark web. Okay. Don't click on none of them links though, right? You said, I'm not clicking it. LOL. Okay. He said, Riz, he got naked lady ads popping up and shit. That site has malware and viruses, I bet. I'm just saying. You said, speak on dogs, just facts. You said, Riz Lyricist, that's real. Cybersecurity experts are warning that websites make themselves targets by over-collecting information. So many sites ask for social security numbers, for example, and there is no need. Exactly. There's no need to give out that kind of stuff. And it's funny, like I said, I would never put my child's information on this website because that's what I would essentially have to do. I would never give you that information, and you can't even explain what I'm getting, what my son will be receiving. You can't even explain why I've got all these janky links popping up all over the place that would possibly cause my computer, to get a virus, cause my computer to be hacked and all kinds of stuff. Speaking of hacking, we're going to talk about the Sony hack in just a second, y'all. But yeah, he said, Godmother, make sure to change all your passwords after this and run Norton. Yeah, I got Norton on here, so I'll make sure I run it after we over. It'll be fine. I got a couple of things that I do anyway. You said, key loggers, beware, okay? You said, about business sports, okay? About business. You might as well have said business, right? Instead of business, about business, okay? He says, Stephanie Collins, super facts. There really is no need for all that information. The craziest thing would be to surf the dark web and find that your social security number is floating down the screen, right? Just saying. You said, damn, this is bad. I'm just saying, okay? You said, Miss T. Cree, no disrespect, but about time FD&G opens, your newborn grandchild will have their doctorate. Word. Baby girl was done graduated. She done be a master's in educator, and she done opened up her own school by then, right? Shit. I'll be working in there as a lunch lady in my granddaughter's school by then. Okay. By the time FD&G opens up, just saying. You said never put your information in a website that is not secured, especially your child's information. Exactly, right? Like what are you doing, sir? And you're an academic scholar, like you've been an educator, you've been all these things, and you ain't smarter than this, son? Okay, all right, sir. All right. Maybe you need to go back for some more hours in class. I don't know. You said, Godfather, you said, don't click that website. It keylogs your passwords on dogs, right? You said, recognize game, didn't think we would recognize game. Okay. Obviously, he didn't think we would recognize this motherfucking game. Okay. You said, speak. You said, Riz, I hate Dana White. LOL. You said the speakeasy too. Real recognize real, right? Game recognize game. Exactly, Steph. Facts. You said, right. You said, where are the success stories? There are none. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can just Google viral sports. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. Viral sports. Let's see. Reviews. Like, let's see if we can do that. Viral sports reviews. Maybe we can find one on that. I don't know. Reviews and complaints. Let's see. Let's see. No, I don't even see anything. I see viral style disputes. Viral videos. Video goes viral. He don't even come up in the Google algorithm in regards to even anybody's testimonies or anything along them lines, y'all. So y'all can go look at that yourself too. No success stories at all. You said, Steph Collins, don't play with me like that unless you want to fight me. Oh, y'all, I got to keep track of the time because I got to go. I got to take my son and take care of some things today with him. You said, Muslim, LOL, Dana White is the man. Smack fire out. Never mind. You said, I ain't looking to get my ass kicked, Stephanie Collins. Right. You said, the speakeasy, I take it you recognize are from different parts of Philly. Okay, yeah. Some of the schools like Albany and stuff like that. Yes, it is. You said Stephanie in the Bay, Maine. You said Riz Muslim, why he gotta be white? Are we beefing? Is it up? You said Stephanie Collins. You said, all right, what's up, Black Abe? You said, all right, recognized game trying to make money off of people volunteering, mentoring student athletes. I ain't mad at him. Okay. And you said Stephanie Clippers for Corey, LOL. And you said Dana White doesn't treat fighters like people. Fido, I don't know what that name is. You said, but I think he has a legit side hustle. And it probably is a legit side hustle, but he needs to sell the side hustle to us. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, I have a student athlete myself. I know plenty of people in Philly who also have student athletes. I work with a club, and that the large base of our club is in Philly. We most definitely get involved in community activism and community work. We do stuff like this. We do tutoring and various things. So yeah, we would get involved in such a program. We would donate to such a program, right? But where is he? We don't have any information on it. So again, if you have a side hustle like you, Black Abe, if you have a side hustle, right, and you have clients and customers, you're going to sell that hustle. You're going to sell that to your clients. You're going to sell that to potential clients so that you can grow your base. I don't know anybody that wants to remain small with business, right? Maybe with, to a certain degree, you can have a small business, right? But you want to eventually grow in revenue. You want to grow in size and so forth and so on. You may not want to become a major corporation or a major, S Corp or whatever, but you definitely want to grow your revenue and grow your business and grow your base, right? So in order to do that, you gotta advertise. Okay. Like that's just what you gotta do. You might have to put some money into advertisement. You might have to, employ someone else to help you with your website. and so forth and so on. So, these are things that he would have to do and he's responsible for because it's his business, it's his side hustle. So, yeah, I think it's legit because obviously it's legit. We have academic support all over the place. Again, I've never heard of it in Delaware. I've never heard of it outside of being in the school itself. But that these things do exist, and there are tutoring programs. So I've heard of various tutoring programs like Sylvan Learning Center. There's some other ones even around here, but these are separate from the school system, right? And they work with the school system, but they're also separate, and it's clear what they offer, right? Like you can go to Sylvan's website, and they're going to tell you exactly what you're getting into. You don't have to sign up or anything. They're going to tell you exactly what you're getting before you actually get it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it probably is a legit side hustle, but he needs to advertise it in order for it to grow. You said if recognized is scamming, he attended the same scammers university as Umar, Tyreek, Jay, Boyce, etc. You said facts, Godfather. You said Dana is Godfather of MMA. You said Dim Shane. What's up, Spottum? Damn shame, right? Ray Triggs, appreciate you, bestie, for being in the building. You said peace, T Pre and chat. You said Ray Titties. You know what? You said, hey, to Riz. You said, Riz, that's my brother now, Riz. Wrong road, Riz. Wrong road, right? You said, not the jersey number again. Yeah, after unemployment, right? I want to get a job here, and I got to give you a jersey number. And like, what? What's if applicable, right? This nigga scamming, man. This nigga scamming. You said, Ray, last night was great. Pause. It really was. Pause, man. But it definitely was great. That was a great show. Shout out to Ray for keeping the sector alive, helping being one of those to help keep the sector living and keep the sector going. It's just proof that we can go live. We can have fun. We can laugh, joke, play. And we ain't got to, even if we talking and shit and we're roasting, we ain't got to call nobody's job. We ain't got to be acting like some victims and carrying on like these bitches are. But we about to get into that in just a second as well. You said Recognize doesn't have employees. He has contracts, a.k.a. homeboys who were ex-athletes. You said Steph, LOL, no. You said, hell no, we don't, okay? You said we scroll and hit agree, okay? You said recognize again. We don't read no terms and conditions. We don't even scroll. Yeah, we got to scroll real quick. You know what I mean? And then hit agree and just, we on with it. But, at least they're there, right? For us to do that too, right? Shit. You said recognize told his employees at Viral Sports they didn't get paid because they didn't register. You got to register to get paid up in here, okay? I don't care if you work for me or not, okay? You register first, okay? You said, Speak, are you going to sign up, Lil Speak, to the academy? You said, Black immediately. You said, let me check something real quick. You said, I'll speak. You said, Lil Speak going to get his bank account wiped while on his way to the academy. Damn shame. You said, Riz, appreciate it. You said, Ray, anytime, man. We just need 10 more minutes, big dog. Okay. You said, Riz, we have to do it again for sure. We definitely got to do that again. That was really, really fun last night. And hopefully next time, I know that he'll have different contestants up there as well. You said, we have to do it again. Pause. Next time, I'll make it longer. Pause. You said, Riz. You said, Ray. Speak. Hey, Glow Glow. Appreciate you, girl, for being in the building. You said, good morning, Miss T. Pre. Umar's a bum. Just saying. Hey, chat. Clearly, right? You said, Glow Glow, LOL. You said, I'm snitching like binary. I'm a slide in Umar's DM. Pause. And tell him you want smoke. Haha. Steph says, so yes, Antichrist, be gone. Did drop a video about this live we are discussing about 6 hours ago, 11 p.m. her time, along with 2 other videos. It's only 8 minutes, but I'll watch it later. I might try to stomach it and see what the fuck Anti talking about. But y'all know I can't stand talking to her, listening to her shit. He said, I want to see if she defends or recognize game. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm sure she will, right? Since she loves to defend scammers. Let's see if she does that. He said, go right ahead, Riz. Good morning. You said Antichrist, right? Glow, glow. Hey, Pills. Appreciate you being in the building. Salute to you as well. Hopefully, you will get your that video back up. If not, let us know so we can try to help you get that edited if you don't know what to do. Also, I showed how to edit yesterday. Maybe you can go and take a look at that. I know you said you were at work, but just see if you can edit out those parts where them people was up there, and just and then let us see the rest of it because I got to go back and watch the rest. And also, I was saying, just as some advice, to get a banner like what I have up, kind of like this. Okay. So when I don't have the banner up, this is what you see, right? You see the background, you see me. When I got my banner up, it covers everything. So if I pull anybody up on the panel or anything like that, they wouldn't be seen. Okay. Shout out to Make a Change. One time I had a banner up and he was up. I had pulled him up and he had cammed up, right? And he didn't realize he was cammed up at first. And so, but if I didn't have that banner up, y'all would have all known what Make a Change looked like. Okay, so that also helps, with your guests and stuff like that, to kind of have a banner, up for people, where you don't have, if people come up, your guests come up, and they don't want to be seen, that's fine. Also, if you get something like them trolls coming up on the shit, yeah, make sure you do that. And you can go right to Canva. There's other programs as well, and you can just make something real easy to just drop and pop up on your screen, and you can upload it right to StreamYard and use that shit. Okay. So, but shout out to you for an excellent Fire Live the other day. You said D Darrell versus Recognize is a heavyweight main event for sure, and it always has been, right? Kind of like Make a Change and D Darrell B. You said Darrell versus Recognize is a hilarious beef to me. Okay, what's up, Vici? Appreciate you being in the building, and I appreciate you for offering that win to me yesterday, because you definitely did get that. But thank you for that. I really appreciate that, Vici, for having racing that to me. So shout out to you, and for all the support that I get out here in the sector. Truly appreciate all of you, and very, very grateful for that. And appreciate you for still being a member as well. Steph, you said, is he the most requested scholar, though? Okay, that's what we want to know. Is he the most requested? Okay. Ifatunde Oguntade. Okay. You said Brother Polite has more testimonials than Viral Sports. No. No, Recognize. You got to get that together. You got to get that together, son. You got to get that together. You said Steph Collins, Stephen Knowles Carter. I heard Van Dummy was on TMK's live. Who's Van Dummy? You said TMK went live again. The world is ending. I got to go take a look at that. I didn't know he went live, but I'll take a look at it. Oh yeah, he did go live. I meant to go back to look at that though. You said Muslim. He was. I told him to go F himself. Oh shit. He said Steph Collins, TMK should have kicked his ass off the panel. Who was it? Who are y'all talking about that was on the panel? That was on TMK's live. And while y'all are pulling that up, I want to go to the victims, right? Because we're gonna get into this because I got to get moving here because I got some stuff I got to do. And before I do that, before I leave, I want to take care of some other things too. So let's get into some of this stuff here. While I'm waiting for y'all to tell me who TMK had up there on the panel. And don't make me have to scroll through that. Vagoda. Hey, TMK. What's up, bro? I appreciate you being in the building. Oh, Vagoda got on the panel. Oh, Vagoda's blocked over here for sure. I think I blocked him. So, yeah, because I don't like him fucking around with my Stefan. And he's always coming over here saying some weird shit. So, but everybody's entitled to have who they want on there, Just saying. But anyway, shout out to Triggs TV because he had something on his. We're gonna go over Triggs real quick. He had a community post up that I would love to go over because this is hilariously crazy, y'all. Okay, and it kind of falls into this whole victimhood that we've been watching here in the sector lately. Okay. Where everybody is still carrying on like they do. You said, Vagoda, that nigga still alive? Yeah, child. He be coming around acting a fool. You said, Vagoda sounds like Vladimir Putin. You know what? All right. So shout out to Triggs. He said, and I didn't find this, Triggs, until I was on your platform last night. When I went to go come and hit the panel last night, which we're going to get into in just a second. When I came to hit the panel last night is when I seen this, right? It says, Braken says she thinks she has a claim against DeKalb County and the school board for the attacks, for the quote unquote attacks, Carrie Ann said while roasting her. You can't make this shit up, okay? And us, you know what? You really fucking can't. I know this hoe, this dusty ass, dust bucket bitch, really does not think she has some type of claim against the DeKalb schools or DeKalb County and the school board because she got roasted on YouTube. Number one, she didn't have to be tuned in to what she was watching, right? She doesn't have to be obsessed and continuously watching every single thing that has got her so distressed and so upset and so down and so hurt, and so she got to go see a therapist, and she's got to this and she's got to that, the same way she claimed with Daryl Moore, the same way she claimed with Let Me See Your Transcript, with me, with Marcellus, with every fucking body. She had to go and get, she was this damsel in distress that needed support and help, and oh, poor me. Bitch, stop it, okay? like Slander said, and shout out to Slander because he put a message in here. I'm not gonna read everybody's messages, but he put a message in here that I thought was funny. He said, so it was a money grab and not about the kids, okay? And clearly it was never about the kids. Number one, we know it ain't about no kids when this bitch don't even have no information on her own two kids, right? She don't even know what's going on with Aiden and Michael, the one that's tattooed on her arm and the other one that lives with his grandmother. She don't have any information on her own kids, but she's worried about some kids in DeKalb County. No, bitch, this was never about the kids. This was never about any of that. Your little feelings got hurt because Carrie Ann told the truth about you, okay? Yes, you are a biracial bitch, okay, that goes around here and uses your white privilege against black people. That doesn't mean every biracial is doing that. I have a nephew that's biracial, okay? Two nephews that's biracial. One passed away. One is still alive, okay? Both of them never have used white privilege against anybody. As a matter of fact, their mom is white, and I absolutely fuck with her, okay? So it has nothing to do with anything like that. It's you personally, okay? And there are biracial people that actually do that, okay? And you happen to be one of those people, and you happen to have gotten called out on it, okay? You got called out for being a whore, a prostitute, okay? That is being slung around in the dungeon by your alleged Jewish boyfriend, okay? And that's what he is. He's Jewish. I don't know why that's racially attacking, and that's not anti-Semitic. He's fucking Jewish, period, okay? So the bottom, hold on, guys, real quick. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I'm going to hit a timer real fast for you guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So ain't nothing anti-Semitic about saying that you have a Jewish boyfriend, right? Who you claim is, you said he's Jewish. He said he's Jewish, right? That you have a Jewish boyfriend who is calling you a hot wife, okay? Knows you work in the dungeon and has no problem with you slinging dick in the dungeon and doing the shit that you're doing in the dungeon, fucking his friends, which what a hot wife is, okay? Fucking other men in front of him and doing things like this, him being a cuckold, and you're not a cuck queen. But he's a cuckold because he watches you sleep with other men. Okay, this is the words that came out of your mouths. So I'm not sure why you in your bag and in your feelings about, what Carrie Ann has said about you, and not only Carrie Ann but myself as well. And I still have an entire series up about you, to the point where allegedly is part of the alleged investigation. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, all of this stuff is all there for people to see. And these are things that are actually true about you. You have most definitely done these things. And you have done this to multiple people. You have tried this against multiple Black people. Okay. So you're not any type of victim, ma'am. Nothing has happened to you, and nothing is going to happen to Carrie. Everything that you have always tried against people, right? All of the bullshit that you have always tried against people, breaking, has always come back to bite you in the ass, right? It has always come back to hurt you. It's never, ever generally come back to hurt anybody else. It always comes back to hurt you, right? All the lies that you have always told on different people in different situations, different men that you've been involved with, and so forth and so on, and the various things that you have done have always come back to bite you in the ass, okay? It never goes back to bite them. All the times that you have tried to disparage Victor Cousins, he came out on top, honey, with a new book and all kinds of stuff, okay? Like all the times that you wrote checks on the church and different things like that, these things were turned out, to come out about you, okay? So I'm not quite sure, what you think is going to come different this time, breaking, okay? But it's going to be the same results you're going to get that you get every time you try to hurt somebody and you try to put, somebody in a bad light, in a bad position, okay? It always comes back to bite you in the ass, and it always puts your information out there. It always puts you out there and puts your paper trail out there. That's what it does every single time. And it's not going to be different this time. Okay. So I'm not sure, no matter how many times you jump up and cry to the sector and update the sector about, kids in DeKalb, but you can't update the sector about Aiden and Michael. You can't update the sector about, what's going on with you and your mental health allegedly, or any of this stuff. You can't update any of that. You can't update us on any of them checks that you wrote out there and out there in Vegas. You can't update us on whether your mom is alive or dead, right? Because you've been lying about everybody else being alive and dead and so forth and so on. But you can update us on that. You know what I'm saying? No, I need you to understand that as long as you are putting that energy into the universe, this is why you have no peace, man. Okay? This is why you are coming up under other troll names and different things like this. Because Darrell, there was somebody that told you in their chat room the other day that Breaking the Culture was that person. I think it's called Ratchet something. And that is her, because she has me blocked on both of my channels. Okay. So that is most definitely her that was in your chat the other day talking shit about the AFWs. Okay. And then somebody came up and told you that's Breaking the Culture. Yeah, that's her. That's her. She be under all types of troll accounts, talking to y'all in third person, acting like she don't fuck with AAS, which she doesn't, okay? And telling y'all about it all in these different chat rooms, and then goes live and says, I haven't been online. I haven't been anywhere. I haven't been anywhere. You've been everywhere online, bitch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You've been in everybody's chat. You've been listening to everybody's shows. You've been taking notes on everything. And the reason is because you have no fucking peace. And you're not going to have any peace because them elemental spirits are going to continue fucking with you until you get your shit together, until you do right. Okay? Yeah. You're going to keep having fear every time you walk out that door, every time you go somewhere, anytime you go to the bathroom, bitch, you're going to be in fear of something happening to you. And the reason why is because of what you're doing, because of the energy that you're putting out, and because of what has happened to those kids, right? Not only your kids, but now you've added more kids to the mix down here in Atlanta. Okay. So yeah, until you get that right, honey, you and Shakim are going to continue to deal with the elemental spirits that y'all have. And that's just it. Like you will. You're going to continue to deal with that. You're going to continue to see the apparition. You're going to continue to see the things that's spooking you. You're going to continue hearing things. You're going to continue seeing things moving. All kinds of stuff that you guys have been experiencing, lights flickering, all kinds of stuff that y'all have been experiencing. You will continue to do that until you clean it up. Whether you want to tell us hee hee caca or not, I know that's what you're experiencing because you have no peace. You have nothing but demonic energy around you, and it will continue to be around you and continue to taunt you and continue to battle you until you get it right. Bottom line, okay? You are not anybody's victim, ma'am. You have done nothing but victimize the women of this sector. You have done nothing but disrespect the women of this sector, attempt to destroy the lives of the women of this sector, and then on top of that, destroy the lives of these children, right? These children who, like Carrie said, are now without a caring teacher, right? Because she is sitting down and she's as being paid at the same time, right? Sitting down and allowing the school to do their due diligence in what they need to do in order to keep up with what's going on. So, and for them to do the proper investigation into this case. But in the meantime, these children are suffering from that. Okay. And they will go on into another school year and into, regular adult life. And it is possible that what they have missed from Carrie would actually affect them in life. Okay. So these are things that you have decided to do. Okay. And now, like I said, these elements will continue to deal with you until you get this correct, honey. Like, that's just that. You're going to have to clean that up. All right. Yeah. The same way you shut your fucking mouth about me, right? And when them spirits stop fucking with you after that, is the same way you're going to have to stop doing this thing. Same way. Here. I know what I'm talking about. Let's get into another comment, though. I want to get into another comment real quick. Hold on. Let me look at y'all comments real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at another community wall post, because there was another community wall post that I definitely want to get into. Actually, there's two I want to get into, and then we'll talk about Ray's show a little bit. But hold on. Let me get into y'all comments real quick. You said Riz Lyricist, you said days are numbered. You said his days are numbered. You said Vagoda tapped in during Yom Kippur, damn shame. You said Muslim word life, LOL. You said, what's up, D. Darrell Life Solutions? You said Vici, he waited until minutes after the sun went down to come and start trolling and making racist comments. Don't make no damn sense. Classic Steph, guy is a nut. He really is. You said D. Darrell Life Solutions, how's the road treating you? Okay, we want to know. We want to ride in a Range Rover. You said, good morning, Muz. You said Muslim over there pocket watching. Okay. You said D. Darrell. You said good morning. You said Danny is a confirmed cuckold. What is the problem? Okay, just saying. Confirmed. And she's a confirmed hot wife. Just saying. What is the problem, ma'am? And the funny part about it is we have all of that on, we have all of that stuff on recording. We have all of that stuff on video of him actually saying he said, I didn't know cuckold. She's a hot wife, right? Like he said that about her. Okay. So honestly, Danny, what I don't think Danny understands is that as long as she is a hot wife, he is a cuckold, because a cuckold is simply a person that enjoys watching his wife get fucked by other people, or watching his girl get slept, having sex with other people. That is what a cuckold is. Okay. So yeah. Or he allows it. Okay. That's what a cuckold is. So yeah, he's both. He's a cuckold and she's a hot wife. And we have that on recording. So I'm not sure how this would tie into DeKalb County and into Carrie Ann. Okay. I don't know, bitch. But and it's clear you don't have your kids. You don't have custody of your children. We have that on record as well. We have you on record telling us you're a prostitute. We have us on record telling us that you work at the dungeon. We have us on record telling us that you have clients that solicit sexual favors from you. and so forth. So what are you going to sue DeKalb County for? Because you're a hoe? Okay, all right, girl. All right, you can sue whoever you want to, but like Ms. Murph said in here, winning is another thing. Shout out to Ms. Murph. Okay. You said, what's up, West Bank? You said, is she getting therapy because she wasn't able to put an innocent man in prison? Right. I'm wondering if she's getting therapy for that, right? Because you remember how she was trying to put Victor Cousins in prison because he decided he wanted to sleep with somebody else and he didn't want to fuck her anymore, right? Like he decided he was tired of her pussy probably fucking loose. Okay, she pussy probably nasty, probably stink. Okay, and he didn't want shit to do with it, so he went on and got with somebody else, and she was mad, and because of that, she wanted to have him locked up. Okay, yeah, let's be real about how petty this dumb bitch is. This is why her and Shakim are such good friends, because both of them bitches are fucking stupid as fuck, right? All right, so either way, let me go ahead and finish out you guys' comments. I'm also trying to pull up this community wall that I want to read because there's a couple of them from this person's channel that I want to read because they're both very interesting what was said. All right, so I got it here. Okay. So it says you said breaking the condom's mouth built like a tunnel. Okay, it looked like one too, don't it? You said facts. He said breaking the culture is a big ass dummy. Facts. What's up, Brixton? He said, nah, Miss T-Pre, I disagree. Breaking the culture doesn't use her troll accounts only when she has to call herself beautiful under her pics. Laugh my ass off. Back in the clouds I go. Right. Yeah, she definitely be in them troll accounts all in these comment sections and stuff, acting like this and acting like that, trying to mix in with people and whatnot. Like this bitch is nuts, yo. You said Godmother speaks 100. You said Brixton laughing my ass off. You said salute to Trig, salute to Pills and Muslim. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the critical chronicles of YM. I want to first talk about a comment that she made the other day, right? And she had tagged me in the comment. This is how I knew about it because I ended up getting a notification on it. And I am subscribed to YM's channel. So make sure that you guys go over and subscribe to the Critical Chronicles of YM because honestly, I don't think she gets enough traction over there. Sometimes she gets some, sometimes she doesn't, right? And I am one of those people, and I'm going to say this, and maybe she's listening, maybe she's not. I'm going to say this. I have run into this issue with YM over the past couple of years where, YM says what, gives her opinion on things. And then if I give my opinion on things, that's not okay, right? Like I cannot give my opinion, or tell her a difference of opinion that I have because, I don't get treated with the same respect, okay? That has happened a couple of times with YM. I'm not sure why this continues to happen, but I'm gonna tell her what I said on the community page to respond to her. I'm gonna say it publicly since she erased my comment, okay? Because I didn't say anything disrespectful. I just said something opposite of what she's saying, okay? Now, what she said was at Black Lounge Productions at Miss T-Pre. Hold on. She said, Andrea Stewart of Ventura County is not anti-Afro Svengali. If you really want to find her, talk less and try a different method. The clip of Mrs. Stewart's voice is here, and it's obvious that she isn't AAS. If you want to keep spreading a narrative while looking ridiculous, I can't stop you, okay? She is entitled to her thoughts and her opinions on that, as anybody is. But what I told her was, and I can't read it, I should have screenshotted it because she has erased my comments before. But anyway, I put a message on there, right, in response to her. And I said, although I respect your opinion, I must say that, I have reason for why I stand in the position I do, in regards to me believing that AAS is the Andrea Michelle Stewart in Ventura County. Okay. I have multiple reasons to believe that. I can go into, other reasons and stuff like that. But right now, A lot of this stuff is still being investigated. So I really don't want to talk about too much, right? But what I will say is that I had very strong reasons for why my position was where it is. Okay. You guys can agree or disagree and whatever. And I told her that. I said, you're welcome to agree with me or disagree with me, as others are welcome to feel the same way. But my position still stands as it does. And I have reasons behind that. I have talked about some of those reasons with some people behind the scenes. And there's other people, most people I have not talked about those things with. But I have talked about those things behind the scenes, okay? So some people are very aware of why I stand where I stand, and why I feel the way I do, and I have not changed that feeling. I have been, and I also made it very clear to you that I have heard that voicemail multiple times eons ago. As a matter of fact, when me and Shakim were still cool and we were talking about a lot of this stuff and exchanging a lot of this information, that was one of the things we came across was that voicemail. And we've studied that voicemail. We've done a lot of things on that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I still feel the way that I do. Okay. I understand what her voice sounds like on YouTube. Okay. I also have heard of people, of the likings of people like Monica from All About the Tea, right? Who also has used a voice changer and has been called out for that. There are other content creators, large content creators, 250,000 plus subscribers that have used voice changers, okay? That is not anything new. That is not anything that has not happened, okay? That most definitely happens. Like I said, I feel the way that I feel for a reason. And then I said to you, but I'm glad to see you back around these parts. Welcome back. We miss you around here. That is what I said. So I didn't say anything disrespectful. I didn't say anything rude. I just let you know I don't agree with your opinion. And I'm entitled to that. Okay. So I'm not sure why you're entitled not to agree with my opinion, right? But I'm not entitled to disagree with you. So to the point where my kind comment was removed. Okay, YM. Well, I'll just let you know what I said publicly then. Okay, because I have a whole platform that I can actually tell you what I'm saying. And I ain't got to hide behind no avatar while I'm talking. Okay. So anyway, back on to the rest of it. Now, there was something else that you said that I thought was great, right? And I thought this was pretty interesting. And then there was another one. So um we'll get into two of those things. Let me see if I can find the one. Hold on. Okay. So this one right here is the FYI social media guidelines for DeKalbSchools.org. It says the guidelines for personal social media are old, but might be useful as we follow the case. The document says personal social media use, including off hours use, has the potential to result in disruption at school and or workplace and can be in violation of DCSD policies and law. The document also says DCSD employees should exercise caution and common sense when using personal social media sites. In my opinion, this line is very broad and can be used subjectively in favor of or in opposition of a teacher's behavior online. Unfortunately, in this case, the document also says, as a recommended practice when DCSD employees post on social media, they should maintain transparency and be honest about their identity. Employees may identify themselves as district employees, but they must be clear that they are expressing views as an individual, not as a representative of the district. What do you think about that section? It seems heavy to me. That did seem heavy to me, and I'm going to get to the rest of her comments as well. That did seem heavy to me, but I think what's important is this. And I think that this is where we all need to keep this in mind when we're talking about this case with Carrie and stuff, right? Carrie has never, like, she has told us about, the fact that she's a teacher. She's told us the fact that, she has students and she's, an English teacher and so forth and so on. We all know all this stuff, right? But these are conversations that she has had casually with us in regards to, being a teacher. Not one time have I ever heard Carrie talking about her views as a person, right? or her views as, towards anybody else, and then mentioning the school at the same time. I've never heard that happen. I can see if she was saying stuff like, I'm a teacher, so you're a racist, right? Like, or I'm a teacher and I know that you're a racist because I'm a teacher, or something like that. I've never heard her say anything that connects her job with how she feels about breaking the culture, or her job with how she feels about Shakim, right? I've never seen her do anything like that. So it would be difficult to kind of put those two together in regards to, every time she comes online. Oh, by the way, these are my views and not the views of DeKalb County. So Shakim, I think that you should show us your results. No, I don't think that's necessary. I do think that if she was saying stuff along the lines of her expertise as an English teacher and then adding her roast of Shakim into that, right? Then that would become a gray area, right? Or like it might become gray where she's saying, something in regards to her job and then adding breaking the culture into, what she knows about biracial kids or something like that, right? I could see if that was the case, but I've never heard her ever do that. So I don't think that this would apply to her when it comes to that. Now, again, if she was talking about something regarding education, if she was talking about something regarding them and education, and then adding her education, her expertise to it, then I could see maybe possibly then how it could be a thing, but not in this particular case. So that was a bit heavy, a little bit wordy, but I don't think that would have an impact. But shout out to YM for pointing that out. And then you said, fortunately, in this case, the document says, can the guidelines be used for disciplinary purposes? The answer to this is no. These are guidelines, and no one will be disciplined for failure to follow the guidelines. See, breaking the culture, that's the part that you missed, okay? When you keep pestering these people and thinking that you keep calling them and keep contacting this person and suing that person and getting this person and getting that person, they have clear guidelines in place already, okay? And that they are going to follow and that they are following. And that's just it. They're not going to give you any special treatment. They're not going to give you any special, anything, just like you never got with anything else, okay? No, you're going to get treated like everyone else in this situation. You're going to have to follow the guidelines like everyone else. And allegedly, and according to, well, not even alleged, according to the DeKalb County's guidelines, okay, employees employees will not be disciplined for not following these guidelines, okay? There will be no, these are guidelines, and no one would be disciplined for failure to follow the guidelines. So these are things that you need to know as you're going into this and trying to get, this woman fired and trying to get her in trouble for something that she said about you. It ain't that damn deep. Get the fuck over or get the fuck out of the sector. Like, why the fuck are you still here if you don't want nobody roasting your ass? This is what the fuck happens in the sector. When you put yourself out here as a content creator, you put yourself out here to get roasted, okay? I've been roasted. Plenty of people have been fucking roasted out here. It ain't that goddamn deep. I'm not calling nobody's job, sis. Okay? So you can go ahead and check that out. I will put a link to YM's to this in my description box so that you can also see and click on the link, because she actually has a link here to DeKalbschools.org, the documents in regards to social media guidelines, okay? And you can go ahead and take a look for yourself. So, but either way, let's go ahead and go back up, because she had another one on here that I found crazy as well. She said, I don't understand this person at all. One day he acts supportive, the next day he trolls and lies. This is a screenshot of a spliced news clip from his channel. Here is the original video about a teacher from Houston who resigned after being criticized for controversial posts, okay? And then you can actually go over to that post and take a look at this, because I want to pull that up because I really find it crazy that people are running around here trying to act like they have something on Carrie Ann, and they don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that. I'm going to play a quick timer for y'all so that I can pull that up on my computer And I want to share that with you guys because I want you guys to see what we're seeing here. All right, guys. Okay, so right now I have the YM's page. So make sure you guys go over to YM, the Critical Chronicles of YM, and make sure that y'all guys do subscribe over there. Hit that notification bell so you guys always know when she either hits the community wall or she hits a video. Okay, she doesn't do live streams, but she does do videos, and she also does the community wall quite often. Okay, so right here is where we were talking about where this is a screenshot of a spliced news clip from his channel. Here is the original video about a teacher from Houston who resigned after being criticized for controversial posts. Why is he acting like this video is of his friend from the Secktah when it isn't? It's about some other teacher that anti-Afro Svengali has used as propaganda in the Secktah. Very erratic, chaotic behavior, anything for content, I guess. Or is it strategy, right? So everybody's been talking about this alleged video of the news going up to Carrie Ann's house, right? And getting a hold of her, right? And that Carrie was peeking out the window. First of all, this ain't even Carrie Ann's house, okay? And a lot of us have seen what her house looks like, but we know damn well that's not her crib, okay? And then Stephan had talked about this as well and said somebody on the panel asked Carrie Ann if that was her, and and Carrie was saying no. Well, and then Shakim was saying, "What video are you talking about?" And this is the alleged video that they're claiming. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that video now. All right. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna click on it from here. That way you guys can see that I'm clicking on the video. Okay.
The Mesquite ISD says a Black elementary school teacher being investigated for racist posts on social media abruptly resigned. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The district says the now former first grade teacher at Thompson Elementary School will also never be allowed to work at that district again.
Thompson Elementary School is not Tucker High School. Okay? See, you got to read. You got to go deeper into things before you just go believing shit. Like I keep telling people, you have to vet information before you're just going and believing everything that you're being told. Okay? Let's go ahead and keep going.
A post last night from the teacher says, in part, yes, y'all, have found my job. They told me to delete the post, but my job is safe since I did not directly wish harm on all white people. They laughed and told me to watch what I say and I'll be good to go. Fox Sports' Peyton Yeager is in Mesquite tonight with details and reaction, and her last post there was not correct. Peyton.
Steve, now Mesquite ISD says that they were made aware of
Mesquite
the post
is in Mesquite,
yesterday
Texas.
afternoon.
By the way, Mesquite is in Mesquite, Texas, okay? Not Georgia, okay? This is not Tucker High School. This is Thompson Elementary School. So this has nothing to do with Carrie Ann. That has been debunked that fucking fast, okay? So y'all need to stop the lies, stop the bullshit, okay? Because this is not Carrie Ann that they're talking about. So again, I'm going to need people to vet information. I'm going to need people to look at stuff before they start accusing people, and they don't know what they're talking about, okay? Just saying. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I will put a link to that as well in the description box so you guys can take a look for yourselves. But again, they were not talking about anybody in Georgia motherfucking ever, okay? So no, y'all got the wrong person, okay? Just saying. Let me go ahead and get into this real quick. You said YM is the most sensitive robot ever, okay? I love me some YM, but YM do be getting on my nerves with that shit. Like, I don't like when, YM, like, you can have a conversation with me and talk all greasy and spicy to me, but as soon as I talk to you and I'm not even talking greasy and spicy, you want to erase my comments and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, go. And it's not like I said anything in the comment that YouTube would remove the comment. I know YouTube didn't remove that comment. You did. For sure you did. And it's crazy because it always happens to me. You said AFW failed. Why? Because they keep seeking attention. Okay, just saying. You said YM don't want no smoke, right? You said Muslims salute. You said Rizzler says, yeah, they shouldn't object to it because they have always said leave us alone, or maybe that was said tongue in cheek. Right. You said salute the chat. You said pills 10 more minutes, big dog. Right. You said Muslim dead ass tongue in cheek. I was gonna add an AFW to OG Umar Johnson's, but I was on a strict time schedule for that song. Lennon was the main target. You said Johnson. You said you laughed. You said Muslim. I wrote that song on the toilet. I'm gonna do a music video to it one day. You know what? You said salute big dog. You said Riz. And you said pills dog. That's effed up what they did to you, yo. Sometimes I just don't get it, LOL, but it's the Secktah, and that's on God. But as long as he starts using these banners or something, he ain't gonna have no problem with that. You said, damn, that's effed up. They got my boy Pills a record breaking 5 times. Pills got the Secktah high, and for sure. You said, yeah, that was clear bullshit. For sure it was. You said Muslim, LOL, exactly 5 times, like Booker T. You said from a whole different state. Exactly. That is not even the same state. Like, I need y'all to just pay attention to stuff and stop running with ideas and stories because, like y'all want to see this happen so bad. And it turns out this teacher's out of Texas, honey, out of Mesquite, Texas, honey. He said, nah, Riz, Pills was mad, bro. I felt it, man. That was some BS for real. Yeah, it was. He said a black elementary school teacher, in Texas. She's a high school English teacher, y'all. It's not the same in Georgia, okay? It's not the same, not even near each other, right? You said Riz and Muz, I know, bro. The Secktah trolls be on BS sometimes. Heather Hayes can suck balls. LOL. What's up, Joe? Appreciate you being in the building. You said pills on dead dogs, bro. I'm always here for YouTube tips. Been doing YouTube since 2005, right? You said, I saw that YM community post. Yep. You said, I recognized the news clip when I saw it. Right, Joe, because it's down there in Texas, right? You said it's a suburb of Dallas. Exactly. You said facts, Riz. You said she needs a skeet on her face, little white thing. You know what? You said Fox 4 is as Dallas Fort Worth, ain't it? Right. And you said Peyton Yeager, I'm going to go look at her Facebook, LOL. You said, who posted this? Whose channel was this on? LOL. I don't know. I don't know if YM was talking about Photon or what, because Photon be doing the most sometimes. I don't know if he was talking about him, because what she was saying is this person claims to be her friend, but then want to talk shit. Photon be doing that dumb shit. That's how you don't know sometimes whether he trolling or not. And some of y'all think that's entertainment, I guess. Okay. Sometimes, but sometimes I don't know whether the nigga's serious or not. And it'd be a little bit weird. So I'm thinking that she was talking about him. So I don't know. And then he'd be taking his videos down anyway. So you would never know anyway. He said, all a nigga want to know, baby girl, you're going, you know what? You know what? Listen, y'all, we're about to be out of here. The last thing I want to close out with is shout out to Ray's show last night. The conversation that started off for me in the chat was with Dr. Frat, right? And like I said, I don't have no problem with Dr. Frat. I don't really know Dr. Frat, bro, like that. I've seen him around in the sector. I've seen various comments from him, but I don't really know him, and I don't really talk to him like that to know, if I would be in my bag about something he has said or something. There's been a lot of people. Oh, it was on Stefan's post. Okay, I got you. Okay. He said Stefan made a short, he be in his troll bag. Yeah, he do. Hey, what's up, Eyes? He do be in his troll bag sometime. So maybe that's who she was talking about. Okay, I guess that's who she was talking about. You said that's whose channel it was on. Okay. You said I saw Stefan post it yesterday, then Shakim replayed it. Not sure if someone played it before then. You said Dr. Frat bruh got a long face. You know what? You said Black Lines Divine. I truly believe Photon isn't serious, in my humble opinion. Yeah, a lot of times I don't know whether he be serious or not, and that's just my humble opinion about it. But either way, so I think we've gotten to the bottom of where it came from. It was Stefan. It was on Stefan's panel. Okay, and he does act like he's her friend, and then he be standing up for her, and then he gonna play that. So I don't know why he did that, but Stefan be doing his troll bag sometimes. Shout out to my Stefan, because he be trolling me sometimes too. But either way, he said Dr. Frat is crazy. So the conversation with me and him started in the chat, and he said he wanted to apologize to me for some things he has said in the past. And I basically told him, I don't even know what you have said about me in the past. So I guess all is forgiven, right? Because I honestly have never really known that he was saying anything about me, So as long as I don't really know, and even if I did know, as long as it's not certain things, I really wouldn't care, right? It doesn't matter. I've had some pretty fucked up things be said about me out here. I've had people, disrespect me in all kinds of crazy ways. And I didn't particularly care because I don't know these people, right? Yeah, I might have beef with you a little bit and we jump back and forth and do something, but eventually you just move on with life and you just go on, right? Ain't nobody got time to be holding on to some bullshit and carrying on. So I just let him know that. And then he, he kept saying, how, he really feels bad and like really feels sorry. So I had to let him know, like, hey, I'm a pretty forgiving person. I don't usually, hold grudges against people. It's most of the time I don't do that. You know what I mean? It depends on what it is, depends on what's going on, right? I might hold you to a fire to a certain, but I'm eventually going to just move on with my life, right? I'm not going to be holding grudges because that takes years off of your life. You know what I mean? Being, all in your bag and all in your feelings and shit about people, especially people you don't really know and people that ain't going to affect you every day. You know what I'm saying? So you just move on. So I had to let him know that, and he put a little sad face up and stuff. And so I kind of felt bad because I was like, well, damn, yeah, obviously he's feeling really bad or he's trolling the shit out of me. I don't know, right? So I just moved on and, and then I went to go get on the panel because I knew I was going to be on Ray's show last night. So I was backstage and he got on the panel. And that's when he was saying stuff to the nature of, how me and him connect on a deeper level and we connect on this higher understanding and I understand him and I know him and everything. And I do not know him at all. Like I have never, ever had the most I have ever talked to him was last night in the chat. That is the most I've ever talked to him was last night in the chat. I have never had any other conversations with him unless he was somebody else, right? Unless he's, he had under somebody else's name I think somebody did call him the truthful one, that he used to be the truthful one at one time or something like that. I even remember seeing that name in the chats, but I don't remember really having a conversation with him about anything. I don't remember connecting with him. I don't remember him ever being in my chat room, coming to speak, joining as a member or nothing. I don't recall ever connecting with this guy in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not saying I don't have a problem with you, right? Because you can always come around. You're welcome to come around and everything else. But I just wanted to clear that up because, rumors and narratives like to start around the sector. And before anybody starts a narrative that T. Pre and Dr. Frat are, nuzzling up together behind the scenes, that ain't the case because I have no idea who this guy is, right? I didn't know he was biracial. I didn't know anything about him at all until yesterday, like literally last night. Okay. So, and again, I have never had any kind of conversation with him outside of the chat and Ray's chat last night. I've never had any conversations with him. Okay. I've never talked to him. I knew he existed, right? I knew he was around, but he's kind of like any other person in the sector. There's some people that you interact with often. There's other people that you don't interact with at all. There's other people that you hear every so often, but yeah, sir. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're welcome to come around, and hang out and stuff. I ain't got no problem with you, or whatever. But yeah, we don't. I don't know where we're connecting on any levels. Okay, so, but I just wanted to share that with y'all and let y'all understand what was going on, what I thought. Okay. But make sure y'all hit the like button because we are about to be out of here. Let me go ahead and read the rest of the comments, and then I am going to be out of here. You said super facts. You said shout out to Nikki Proctor Walden. You said just remember, y'all, it's crazy people on YouTube. Okay. You said, girl, that was weird last night. Child, I was like really weird. And Ray had brought me on the panel right at first. And I wasn't going to say anything because I had no idea what he was talking about, right? I didn't know. I was just going to let him finish talking, and obviously he's much older than me too. So I wanted to give him that respect. And, I just didn't know what was going on. But anyway, shout out to Dr. Frat, right? At least for apologizing and acknowledging whatever behavior he had. But again, if I didn't know, okay, I'm not mad at all. He said, I'm sorry, the dude is a bit weird. His posts around the space say a lot. Dr. Frat weirdo. Okay. He said, I saw Frat bro pop up on Binary's chat before anyone else's. Binary is AFW. Beware. LOL, right? He said, T. Pre, Dr. Frat always was cool with me. However, this is legitimate criticism. If he is what he claims to be, career, at home, etc., it doesn't matter what he looks like, should be with someone. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the ending part of that means. You said easily 100. Oh, you mean he should be with someone? Okay, I don't know. But either way, I believe him about his credentials and stuff like that. I think he had a lot of passion in his voice over his credentials. I've seen Nikki with the same passion over her credentialing. So, I believe him with that, and other people are entitled to believe what they want. But at the end of the day, I just don't know where the whole we connecting coming from because maybe he connects listening in on me, maybe he connects with the things I say, maybe he can relate to the things I'm talking about. Maybe that's what he means. And, he was just using a bad choice of words. I don't know. But either way, I definitely had a great time last night. Again, shout out to Ray for the Sector Jeopardy. That is something we need in the sector just to keep things laughing, to keep everybody going and, keep the banter up and stuff and, keep things light because it's been really, really dark around here and nobody wants to keep doing that shit. You said with a female wife. Okay, I see what you're saying. You said it doesn't matter what he looks like. Muslim is zesty over Dr. Frat, bro. He said, girl, he trying to get out of that AFW deep sunken place, and maybe that's possible, right? There's a lot of people that have been associated with AFWs. And because, of what the AFWs have represented, because of the real destruction that the AFWs have attempted against Black people, there are Black people that look and look into this and realize how destructive they are, right? And they do their best to get away from them. And maybe that's what he's doing, you know. And you know, we got to give him a chance to do that, guys. You know, I do think, you know, everybody is redeemable. Most are redeemable, you know, and give him a chance. You know, if he's not wanting to associate with her anymore, he is entitled to that. You know, he is. You said Riz Brixton. You said Riz. You said Ray Triggs. Why did you private it? Oh, he did. He did. You said Brixton. You said Ray Triggs. You said Brixton. I got to remove one of the songs. It will be back up tonight. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right, listen, guys, I appreciate everybody who came out today. Make sure that y'all hit the like button on the way out, guys. And we'll be back probably next week to do another morning show, maybe later on this week, depending on what happens during the week and stuff like that. But I would like to accumulate things, you know, and just kind of accumulate what's happening and then give my opinions on it at another time, okay? But I definitely appreciate, you said Ray Triggs dope. I fell asleep before I finished it. Oh, okay. Well, he said it'll be back up tonight. And you said, congrats. Thank you. I appreciate that. You said facts, Vici. Thank you for that. Rob Muslim, appreciate you. All right, guys. So we are out of here. Appreciate everybody for coming out today. Hit that like button, guys. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace, guys. Thank y'all for watching.